Okay, let's unpack this. We are diving deep into a single moment, really, that has the entire NFL world, and especially Chiefs Kingdom, asking a very heavy question. What is the future for Travis Kelce, arguably one of the greatest to ever do it?
That's the whole mission today. We're going to get into the context behind all these retirement whispers, look at his actual on-field performance, and then, stack that up against his historical achievements.
And really break down why he's so crucial tactically to that Chiefs offense.
Exactly. And the sources you pull together really give us a full picture.
So the flashpoint for all of this, for all this speculation, it happened on Christmas night at Arrowhead.
Yeah, the Chiefs were hosting the Broncos.
And it was a tough game, a gritty loss, 2013. But the score almost became secondary to this one moment.
It was Kelce's introduction. During the pregame, he just paused, he stood there, arms out, just soaking it all in.
Staring into that sea of red, taking in those thunderous cheers. For a guy who's usually so in the moment, that reflection, it just stood out.
It immediately made you wonder, right, is he saying goodbye? Is this like a final thank you?
And doing it at Arrowhead adds so much weight. I mean, we're talking about the third oldest stadium in the league, a place that is legendarily loud.
Oh, it holds the record. I think it was, 142.2 decibels back in 2014. It's a fortress. So for him to pause and take that in, it's powerful.
Yeah, in his own words after the game, just added more fuel to the fire.
He basically confirmed it. He said, you only get a few of those where you just get to stand there and appreciate 60 to 70,000 Chiefs fans screaming for you.
That's the kind of thing you say when you're thinking about the end,
It is. But then, in classic Kelce fashion, he kind of undercut it with a joke.
The Powerball comment. He said if he won the lottery, he wouldn't have to work another day in my life.
Right. A little humor to keep everyone from panicking. But you can't ignore the context, the actual on-field data that's happening alongside these whispers.
Okay, so let's get into that context. The loss to Denver. Mahomes threw for 245 yards and a touchdown, but the whole offense just felt flat.
It did. And Kelce's stat line reflected that. 5 catches, 36 yards. That's not his flashiest outing.
And that gets to the first big point here. This isn't just a Kelce problem. It's an offensive problem for the Chiefs this season.
Precisely. This is an offense we're used to seeing put up 30 points a game in their sleep.
Right.
And now they're averaging around 24. I mean, in today's NFL, that's a huge drop-off.
So what are the sources pointing to? What's the reason for the dip?
It's a few things. They mentioned the revamped offensive line, which created some, early season issues.
And the receiver drops have been a huge storyline, just drive killers.
Absolutely. But the biggest thing, and this impacts Kelce directly, is that defenses are just aggressively keying on Kelce and Mahomes.
Which makes sense. They're the engine. You stop them, you slow down the whole machine.
It's a strategic reality.
Oh.
If Denver's going to bracket Kelce with 2 defenders on every key down, well, his numbers are going to suffer. It just forces Mahomes to look elsewhere.
But even with all that, Coach Reid has set this incredible benchmark for him that really speaks to his greatness.
He has the goal. Reid said Kelce needed 7 more receptions in the finale to get 80 catches for the 10th straight season.
10th straight season.
It's pure elite status. It's not about one game. It's about a decade of absolute dominance in a league that just chews players up.
It's an insane measure of consistency, and that sort of forces us to pivot from the recent struggles and just appreciate the mountain he's already climbed.
Right. Let's look at that legacy. He was a 3rd-round pick from Cincinnati in 2013, a little raw, and he pretty quickly became a 4-time All-Pro.
But the stat that really provides the context, the aha moment for me, is the Jerry Rice comparison.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh.
This is where he enters a totally different atmosphere.
He's breathing rarefied air.
He joined Jerry Rice, the GOAT of receivers, as the only players ever with 12 straight seasons of at least 800 receiving yards.
And let's just pause on that. Rice was a wide receiver. That was his entire job. Kelce is a tight end. He's blocking. He's taking huge hits over the middle. For him to match a benchmark set by the greatest receiver of all time is hit. It's almost hard to process.
It's the gold standard. And even this season, pushing 36 years old, he's still incredibly effective.
The numbers back it up. He's leading the team with 73 catches, 839 yards, tied for the lead in touchdowns.
And that yardage total still puts him in the top 10 for all tight ends across the entire league this year.
So even in a quote-unquote down year, he's still better than most of his peers.
And of course, you can't talk about his success without talking about Patrick Mahomes.
That connection is it's described as poetry in motion. Mahomes with the laser beams and Kelce with that yards after catch magic.
Which brings us to the tactical side of it. Why is he actually irreplaceable in Andy Reid's offense?
It's that phrase you always hear, mismatch nightmare, but what does that actually mean in Reid's system?
Okay, so Reid's offense is all about timing and getting yards after the catch YAC on high percentage throws.
Yeah.
Kelce is the key to that.
That's it.
Well, he's too quick for linebackers, right? They can't stick with him on a crossing route. But then he's also way too big and physical for a safety to bring down easily.
So a simple 5-yard throw turns into a 15-yard gain because he just sheds that first tackler.
Exactly. He maximizes the value of every single play call. And you saw that in the Broncos game. Denver basically built their entire defensive plan around doubling him.
So even when he's not getting the ball, he's warping the defense and creating opportunities for others.
He's a strategic weapon.
Yeah.
Which, again, brings up the longevity question. We've seen other great tight ends just get battered by the position.
I mean, you have to look at Rob Gronkowski, an absolute monster. But he retired at 29 because his body was just breaking down.
And here's Kelce, pushing 37, still playing it at top-tier level. He had that hyperextended knee earlier this season.
And he barely missed any time. The sources say it's because of his fanatical off-season training. He's just investing everything and staying on the field.
He's basically defying father time. But we can't just talk about the on-field stuff. The off-field dimension here is massive.
It's monumental. I mean, 3 Super Bowl rings, 5 appearances. He's got the podcast empire with his brother Jason.
But the real game changer is his relationship with Taylor Swift.
Right.
It has, as the sources say, bridged football and fame like no one else. Suddenly, Chiefs games are these star-studded spectacles. He's not just a football player anymore. He's a global pop culture figure.
And that adds a whole other layer of pressure to a retirement decision. If he walks away now, he's walking away at the absolute peak of his fame.
It raises the stakes completely. And then you hear the quotes from inside the locker room and you see the emotional core of it all.
Mahomes calling him my guy, saying Kelce taught him how to play loose, have fun.
That's about more than stats. That's leadership. That's culture.
And then you have Coach Reid, just the steady hand, saying Kelce is a warrior in family no matter what he decides to do. The bonds there are clearly very deep.
So maybe we should widen the lens for a second. Connect this moment back to the bigger history of the Chiefs. Because this team isn't just about offense.
No, not at all. You have to talk about that defense. Chris Jones and that front 7 were relentless against the Broncos. They had 4 sacks. They're the reason this team is still so tough to beat.
They are. Although, that Denver game did show some vulnerabilities in the secondary against those quick slant routes.
True. But when you think about the legends who have played in Arrowhead, Kelce is now firmly in that pantheon.
Absolutely. You have to put him right alongside Len Dawson, the Hall of Fame quarterback who brought them their first Super Bowl IV win back in 1970.
And then there's the spirit of Derek Thomas, the legendary sack machine from the 90s. That relentless defensive identity is part of the DNA of the franchise.
And that DNA is what creates those insane moments at Arrowhead, like the 2019 playoff comeback against Houston.
Oh, that was unbelievable. Down 24-0.
And they stormed all the way back to win 51-31. That's the explosive, resilient culture that Kelce has been at the very center of for a decade.
And it's all forged in the fire of the AFC West. Those divisional games are they're wars.
Total wars. The Raiders rivalry, the battles with Justin Herbert and the Chargers, the Broncos. It's a grind.
So if we bring this whole thing home, the central tension is pretty clear. You have Travis Kelce, who is still statistically dominant and tactically irreplaceable. But that one quiet moment on Christmas has made everyone realize that the end of his career is, a lot closer than the beginning.
That's the core of it. Whether he's bowing out or gearing up for more, the organization itself has the heart and the history to carry on. But replacing him, that's almost impossible.
And it all comes back to that statistical goal for me, that 10th straight 80-catch season that Reid wants for him.
The Jerry Rice territory.
Exactly. And that brings us to the final thought we want to leave you with. If he gets it, if he hits that 10-season mark, how much does that one achievement elevate his case for being the greatest tight end of all time?
Especially when you add in the rings and, the unprecedented cultural impact he's had on the entire sport.
Something to think about. Thank you for joining us for this deep dive into the heart, history, and the very uncertain future of Chiefs Kingdom.
We hope this gave you the full context. We'll catch you on the next one.